Hola.
It's raining again. I've arrived somewhere that I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce, so here's a picture of the sign. Let's go in and see what this place is all about. Nice. Rievaulx Abbey, founded in 1132, was the first Cistercian, there's too many big words here for me, abbey to be established in the north of England. It quickly became one of the most powerful and spiritually renowned places in Britain, housing a 650-strong community at its peak in the 1160s. The monastery was suppressed in 1538, but the spectacular abbey ruins became a popular subject for romantic artists in the 18th and 19th centuries. Walking around this site is actually quite breathtaking, and a place that I thought would be just one building that was overpriced to get in. It was just £10 and you can stay there as long as you wish. There are also plenty of walks in the woods should you wish to make a day of it, providing the weather is a lot nicer than it was for me today. Just wandering around this place, and with all the walls falling down you can see into each room, but with everything built up properly, this place must have been a proper massive rabbit warren. It really must have. I love it. I didn't think I was going to like it as much. How weird is that? It's nice to be surprised when you come somewhere like this, isn't it? Right, onwards. I was literally like a child in a sweet shop, wandering around all the little nooks and crannies of this place, getting my stills camera out at every opportunity I could. I just wished it had been a nicer day, but as always, and on pretty much all of my trips, the sky continued to lead. Having explored most of the ruins, I can highly recommend this place for a day out, especially if you link it up with the campsite I'm going to show you a little later in this video. The past, the past, the past, the past, the past, the past. And while I've got your attention, it would be amazing if you could hit that subscribe button and join me for more adventures coming soon.
Hola.
Sorry if there's wind noise, but before we go to the cafe and grab a coffee, let's have a look in the museum. So, having entered the museum with high expectations, it turns out this place is properly tiny.
There is another bit of museum which is a bit bigger, but the door's locked.
So after about 2 minutes looking at a handful of items, I headed to the souvenir shop. I didn't end up going for a coffee in the end, but I did grab myself a fridge magnet. Nice. Today's walk was supposed to be a lot longer than just going to see the Abbey. I'd planned a walk around the woods from the Abbey and everything and all the way around, maybe 2 or 3 miles. However, when I got to the start of the walk, there was a big sign up and a chain across saying nesting season, no access. And I respect that. So I came back to the van and now I'm at a bit of a loose end. However, what it did give me is a little bit more time to take some photographs of the Abbey, and if there are any good ones, I'll put them up in the next section. If there aren't, then it'll just be straight to me arriving at the campsite. Photography is a subjective thing, but I quite like these ones. Right then, now you've seen those photos, tell me what you think of them, and let's head over to the campsite. So I've arrived and it's blowing a gale, but I'm the only person staying here tonight, so therefore I've parked on an angle because it's less breezy around this side, and I'm hoping that once I get my awning up as well, that it'll be a little less breezy so I can still have my fire pit and stay dry. But the good thing to say about this campsite is that the ground is solid considering the amount of rain we've had this week. I think what I'll do is pop the top, get the awning on, and then put the top back down again. So then there's no issues there cold-wise as well. Because when I got my pop top up, it's a bit colder, and I like to retain the heat. But yeah, it's proper blowing a gale. Oh, right, I've got electric hook up, so let me get the van set up, and I shall see you when it's all done. Nice, don't hit the camera. When it's raining, this is the actual speed of me setting up the van. Definitely no editing involved here whatsoever. I decided to angle the canopy to one side so that it would hopefully stop the wind and rain that, according to the weatherman, was setting for the evening and predicted to get a lot worse. Well, it turns out that I've got the whole place to myself tonight. It's a shame that it's raining on and off, otherwise I'd be dancing in fields and stuff, but you know. And in other news, my Portaloo cover is doing very well. It's nice and spicy eye. The beauty about it being a little bit heavier and bulkier as well is that it didn't slide around all over the van like the other one used to do. So yeah, happy days. I have kept the other cover because this is probably too big to have with the whole family, but it's great for just me, great as a seat, and yeah, I like it. But I am going to make a slight change to it. If you've not seen my build video, I think that's last week's video, I'll put a link in the description below, but I am going to make a slight change to it. There's a gap where the flush part is, and I thought to myself, I'm going to have to leave a gap there so I can flush it. But then I thought, actually after the event when I'd built it, I thought to myself, well, I'll flush it before I shut the lid, and then when it's shut, you can't see a Portaloo at all. So yeah, I'm going to adjust that ever so slightly, I think, and make some changes. Also, thank you to everybody who commented on the video where I went to Wasdale and I had a full-blown sky bath. I was soaked, absolutely soaked. Loads of people commented and said, why don't you try washing your coats and all your sort of outdoor gear in special waterproofing stuff by Nickwax. So I did that and I washed them, great. And then I also sprayed them with Nickwax, and today they have been lovely and it's been raining a lot. So yeah, thank you to everybody who suggested that. It's really, really helped. So I'm going to chill out for a little bit now, and I'll see you a little bit later on when I show you something new that I bought for the van. Oh, I know, something new. Oh, I bet your wallets are vibrating already. So it's a little bit later on now, and I've opened a beer because it's 5 o'clock somewhere, so why not? And I'm going to tell you about the new thing I've bought. So instead of picking it up and showing you, I'm going to show you some B-roll now of the thing that I've just bought. I know, how ace is that? That's going to be a game changer for cooking outside to stop the wind from blowing out my burner. And not only that, there's a little shelf on top to put your beer and or your coffee in the morning, or your ornaments. So I'm going to give it a good test tonight, and if it's brilliant, I'll shove that in my Amazon shop and you can go get one yourself. Right, I think I'm going to crack on with some dinner now, and I shall see you in a bit. Nice. Look at that, it's still sizzling. Give me my fork. Yes. Oh. Oh. Come here. Come here. Oh. After dinner, it was just a case of washing the pots in the lovely little indoor cabin area, definitely needed when the weather isn't on side, tidying everything away and settling down for an evening with my fire pit. Oh, the fire pit's on and I am toasty and warm now. Do you know what? That wind stopper for the burner did an amazing job. Absolutely awesome job. I loved it. In fact, comes in its own little handy carry bag. How ace is that? So you can just carry it around campsite if you want. It's now time for Colin answered your question. And the first question is, didn't you buy a miniature cordless vac for your van? Yeah, I did, but Michelle liked it that much that it's now in the house constantly. And the next question is, how is your outside LED strip doing since you installed it a couple of months ago? The LED's doing ace. I love it. It will be on tonight and you will get to see it. If not, already seen it, probably. Don't know. Next question. Oh, from Thomas Heaton. Do you dye your hair? And the final question on this windy evening, not that wind. Are you still using that little folding e-bike that you got given ages ago? Yeah, I absolutely love it still. It's way more convenient than jumping in the van and sitting in traffic for half an hour to nip to the shop just to get one item. So yeah, we use it all the time. I've not really used it in any of the videos recently, or since then, because I didn't want people to think I were pushing a sponsored product, because we were giving it for free at the time to push it, and obviously we don't do sponsorships anymore. But if you are watching this and you've not seen what the bike is, I don't get paid for this at all, and the sponsorship's completely null and void, but I'll put a link in the description below to that actual video of me reviewing the bike. And yeah, check it out. I think it's mint. It's a cheap e-bike, and I've had no issues or problems with it whatsoever. Loads of you have been asking questions about it, I'll be perfectly honest with you. I've tried answering some of you in the comments, but it's way easier to say it on video, just to show how kind of enthusiastic I am about it still, even though I do look like an idiot on it. I always will look like an idiot on it, but I'm an idiot that gets to the shop quicker than I would have done in my van. Done. That's the end of
Colin answered your question.
Right, well, I put more wood on fire and get chilled out with a beer. I think you've waited long enough. It's now time for your campsite tour. Enjoy. Wethercote Farm, a quiet, no music, family and dog friendly campsite just outside Thirsk, is a lovely working farm keen on keeping things eco-friendly. They're open from April to October, and I had full 4G reception on Vodafone. But if your connection isn't great, there is free Wi-Fi on site too. Sadly, during this tour it was raining, a lot, but I'm sure this place and the views look even better when the sun is shining. At the entrance of the field is a unisex lockable shower room with a toilet and sink. Next to this is another shed that houses a pot wash area, logs and lots of information you might need. Also in this area are the waste bins and an Elson point. There are 3 self-contained huts at the far side of the camping field. One is a shower, the other 2 are female and male composting toilets. There are lots of water taps dotted about, fire pits are free to use, and you can buy a bucket of logs with kindling from just £4 each. The pitches were all grass but level and solid considering the amount of rain we've had recently. Don't forget to bring a torch. It was utterly pitch black on site as soon as the sun went away. I chose one night stay with electric hookup and it cost me £22. Now it's time for the outtakes. Stay awesome and I shall see you on the next adventure, wherever that may be. So I decided not to get a coffee, but I did get a... What was that? So I decided to get a coffee. No, I didn't get a coffee. Or am I presenter call? I don't know. I'm taking 2.5 minutes to record a segment call, that's what I am. Yeah, that one. Oh, you can mash them up a little bit. Live the dream, Cole, live the dream. I got out of here in time, didn't I? The old day brigader here. Thousands of them. Right, time we on. It's only 2:30. If I open a beer now, I'll be dancing. Oh, sugar butties, there goes the chair. Into the wind, lovely. Nice. Where are you going, Cole? Why do you walk off? I mean, you weren't doing anything. No idea why I walked off. Charcoal. May have left that in a bit too long. It's all natural. I've even got grey coming on, do you know what I'm saying? That's the end of... Colin, that's your questions. I can't not do it, I can't not do it. It's built in. Right, while I put more wood on fire and get chilled out with it. Freaking wind's pushing my camera. Stupid. Sorry to interrupt, future collier, but I think before I go to bed, I'm going to have to collapse everything down because my lord, that wind is gusting.